but don't also just like settle because you're throwing in a towel for somebody that maybe you're not in love with. My name's BobMortgage. Nicely done. I've been doing this for 22 years. I've been blessed. I've done over 25,000 home loans for families over those 22 years. So done from $10 million down to $40,000. It doesn't matter the size, if it's a double wide or if it's a big home. Everything is important because it's the most important thing to that individual. Mainstream media does a very poor job of communicating to really everybody that, look, you don't need 720 credit scores, you don't need 20% down. We lead with educating. We followed up with communication, and ultimately we're known for execution. Awesome. Well, I look forward to putting 22 years of hard work to your service. So thank you so much. Yep. Oh yeah. This is what I got to get right here. A little coffee to get the day going. I've actually already had several, but good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Fabulous. How are you doing?
Good.
Hello. How are you?
Natalie.
Natalie, Bob Johnson.
Nice to see you.
Nice seeing you.
Bob was this guy.
Yeah.
I'm like 14 pounds stronger now. On my weights. Yeah, that thing was, it's tough.
It was wide, yeah.
Yeah, especially when the wind's blowing.
Was it blowing?
Well, not that day. The other day it was. Yeah, the other day it was kind of blowing.
He was protecting our hair.
Yeah, it was blowing. I was like, oh, I'm trying to hold it, and Brandon's over there laughing and smiling at me.
That's funny. He was a nice guy.
Yeah, well, you can.
I know. I'm pretending he's not right there.
He still is. He's still a nice guy.
He was at least nice that day.
How much time do you spend editing the footage you take?
And I'm usually editing like all day. Like I'll set up the camera sometimes, whenever he's in a meeting, and I'll just be over there editing.
So we're filming and editing all at the same time because to create content that you can continuously put out, you got to edit the same days that that you're filming. So when we're in office, it's easier for him to do it because we'll have all of our cameras around the office, so he can set it up and always capture content.
Yeah.
Giving him time to edit.
Yeah.
When we're out of the office, it's a bit more of a challenge because there's always things that we're doing out of the office. There's a purpose for us being out.
Yeah.
So it's really about the documenting side of it.
Yeah. I think that's the hardest thing, to jump into good video content is the editing side. We're all going Facebook Live and stuff, but you get all that shakiness and craziness.
You need a balance of that. You need a balance of that shakiness. And we even talk about it a lot because sometimes I'm like, okay, edit less. Make it more natural, more like non-professional.
Right.
Give me more raw footage because that's where people buy into it a little bit more. If they feel it's too edited, then they're like, okay, he's only taking and making it what he wants us to see.
Sure.
Versus just seeing the raw stuff on Facebook Live. So, even with our edited stuff, we try to edit less. So the raw Facebook Live stuff's great.
Yeah.
I think to accomplish more and to own the day, the more scheduled you are, the more free time you have. I mean, it does. I mean, some people it doesn't make sense, but the more scheduled you are, booked up in your whole day, you realize the more free time that you have. And so I go through every day, and I just make sure that my whole day, everything is blocked out so that I know what I'm in control of, so my calendar doesn't control me or the things that could just happen, right? Because things happen in our businesses that can feel like it's overwhelming and controls you, and then you look back and you feel like the day's lost. But the reality is, if you're booked, you know that you got things accomplished, and the gratitude and the positivity thing starting that day out is big, because there's a lot of things that can derail us in this industry. A lot of conversations, a lot of moments, a lot of feelings that can kind of take us off track, and you just got to remember, why you do it, for whom you do it for, and just wake up every day to just with that kind of gratitude and positivity in your life, and it does carry you forward.
Yeah, from here. Okay, ready?
Are you gonna count?
Load up. You're out. You're out.
Huh? If you're fine, yeah.
All right, you guys got to scoot in a tiny bit.
What's up, brother?
My man, 2 days in a row, man.
I know.
I'm still
I
alive.
appreciate you at least putting me in the pictures, man.
Oh,
I
dude,
mean-
it kept deleting it. I had posted that 3 times.
I was wondering if I was ever going to get in the pictures or
shut
anything like
it,
that.
Shut it. You know your buddy.
What's going on, man? How are you?
Another day in the fishbowl, man. How are you?
Doing fabulous. Doing
And-
fabulous.
And there's Brandon. Hello,
Yeah.
Brandon. Hey. How are you, bud? Good to see you. Yeah.
How you doing? I think you shouldn't have certain expectations. You should just kind of let it go and figure out what's going to happen when it's going to happen, whether it's 37 or 57. Don't really put so much pressure on that, but don't also just like settle because you're throwing in a towel for somebody that maybe you are not in love with. I mean, I know companies that'll pretty much, like you said, hire pretty much anybody,
Yes.
and their broker support is
No, I do. I use
non-existent because there's like thousands of questions that are coming
I hear
in,
that all the time.
and you have to put it on a Facebook page, and hopefully somebody's going to answer it.
Right.
Right? Like somebody, one of the other agents.
Right.
So the brokers don't have enough time to do it.
Right.
I have an app that gives buyers 100% access to MLS. So give me a zip code, so we can see a map view of all the homes that are open. Right? You can go in and do a list view and see actually all the homes that are open right now, or like active. If you're in that top, what I feel, if you're in the top 1%, you understand the technology and how to use it and leverage it, you're not going to be replaced. So this lady couldn't find a home. She was so we called her and said, "How are you looking for homes?" She goes, "Well, typically like Zillow, Realtor.com." We're like, "Oh my God. Did you know that they don't have all the data?" She was getting 6 agents all the time calling her. So what we did was we said, "Hey, I'm going to text you the app. Take a look at it." Told her the whole story behind it. We closed on her last month because she was like, "Oh my God," she started looking at it. And she has this is her index level. So when you look at it, you click on her, she viewed 239 properties on this app, viewed the calculator on 3, and we closed on one of the ones that she viewed.
Nice.
Test 1, 2, 3. Hey, what's up, Bob Mortgage Nation? This is the 31st episode of the Bob Mortgage Zone. Oh, you're in the. You're gonna have a wet ass.
I know. I'm glad that the party's over.